So in today's video, I want to teach you how to stop creating these illusions and these fantasies around your ex, your manifestations, or your relationships, okay? This is one that I really thought was a cool topic to talk about because we create so many illusions around an ex coming back, a relationship working out, a crush, a manifestation, whatever it is in the love, relationship, manifestation realm. But before we do, if you're new here, my name is Tyson, and this is Owning Purpose, helping you to discover your gift and own your purpose in life through personal growth, through breaking limiting beliefs, and spirituality. And if you are new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you're alarmed when I drop multiple times throughout the week. Now, the first thing that we're talking about when it comes to these illusions is stop creating them, okay? Here's an example, all right? I was in a relationship for about a year and a half, and I had about 3 years of healing that I went through from 2018 all the way up to March of this year. Yeah, it took me like a long time. But throughout that time, I created a bunch of like these fantasies about, oh my gosh, it's going to get better. Oh my goodness, he's a changed person. Oh my gosh, how are we going to, grow together? And making all these plans in my head, and none of these things were actually real. Okay? And what I mean by that is we sometimes, when we're going through a relationship stage, we get so attached to someone that we almost think that the things that we're telling ourselves about how we would like to see this person is almost real. When really we need to focus on the reality of a person versus the illusion that we create with a person, or even with the manifestation, like I said. So in the manifestation world, we can be creating this thing of, oh my gosh, he's going to get better. I can see it now. I'm so grateful and thankful that, oh, he's changing. He's becoming the man that I'd like him to be. And we're almost trying to manifest somebody to become something that they are not. Okay? So the reason how we can stop making these illusions, because when you make these illusions, you actually are almost tricking yourself. Okay, so have you ever said something like, this can be a random example about like money, like I believe I'm deserving of $2,000 in my bank account by next month, and the immediate reaction that you feel in your emotions after that is a no, you're not deserving of that. Okay, well, let's try that with love now. If you say, I am so grateful and thankful that, my boyfriend or my ex or whatever, he's going to change his ways, I can see it happening now, and your body gives you that same reaction of, stop lying to yourself, stop fooling yourself. That means that you are living in an illusion. That means that there's something in your body, in your energy field, in your emotions that is not matching with the reality of what's going on. Okay? So when you start to say, okay, you know what? This guy is just the way that he is. I cannot control this man. Okay? And that's another thing. Sometimes we think we can control people and we cannot. And I'm still learning that, okay? Especially in a parental way. But when we learn that we cannot change people, when we learn that we have to accept the reality of this is how this person is, they're not going to change. Meaning that they are not taking action for themselves to change. It doesn't mean that they can't change. People can change, but they have to acknowledge the fact that, do they care about you enough? Do they care about you enough to change? Do they care enough about the relationship to want to change? And if that is a no, then they need to go ahead and be X'd out. That means that you need to start looking at this and saying, okay, you know what? I love this person. I really care about this person. But I am going to make a decision to love myself more. I am going to make a decision to say the reality of it is I've already tried. In my example, I tried for a while. There were on and off conversations. It was very awkward, weird. I sent one last text like back in March and never heard anything since. And from that moment on, I took responsibility and said, I deserve better than to be trying to deal with this stuff. And it wasn't necessarily for the core meaning of a relationship or getting back together. It was more so because I wanted to just be a natural, loving human being. I just love the connection. I just love the bond. But I understood that, hey, this person is not emotionally intelligent to be able to communicate these things. Or maybe they are. And maybe they're just scared and they don't want to do it. But the reality is, I am not responsible for anyone else. I'm not responsible for him. You're not responsible for him or her or whatever it is. You have to be responsible for yourself. And the way that you can do that is you can look at the reality and say, you know what? This may suck. It's okay to say this sucks. I hate this. But I can also choose to say, I'm proud of what I've learned from this. and I can now move forward because there's so many opportunities. And when you learn to surrender, because that's a form of surrendering. That's actually a form of detachment. When you learn to look at things in the reality instead of what you think that they are, you actually grow and you give yourself so much more room to accept and to allow great things to come into your life. So when you can start doing that, looking at the reality instead of looking at the illusions of the potential that you think that this person is, don't look at potential. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're saying. How do they move in their actions? If you tell them something's wrong with you and they just brush it off, that is them. Do not create these illusions around this person being like, or making excuses for them. Oh, he must have had a bad day. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. Now, sometimes people do have bad days, but really think about that. Sit with that emotion. Ask yourself, would I want myself to be treated like this? And if not, then you know that you shouldn't be treated like that. Or ask yourself, is this how other people that love me and that show me that they value me have treated me? And if the answer is no, then don't take excuses for someone who can't do their part. I always say, if it isn't natural to that person, don't expect it from them. And I'm learning that. I am really learning that. If this person is not, if it's not naturally in them to communicate, don't even worry about it. I had a person who had a crush on me and was trying to get to hang out with me for the longest time. I'm down, I'm cool with it, but the consistency is off. Okay, you work all the time. I'm working too. And so that's another example. Don't create these illusions around someone that you think they're going to do these things and think they're going to say these things. If it's not in them and they don't prioritize it, if they ain't hitting you up, they obviously don't care, right? They on Instagram watching your stuff all the time. They obviously don't care. So again, the way that we detach from these relationships is to understand the reality of what a person truly is. And once you can understand that, you can then surrender and you can start saying things that I've been saying, which has been so much fun to say. I always say that I am open to great miracles happening today. I am open to fun and exciting gifts and new things that are coming into my reality today. And if you're looking for love, you can say, I am open and happy and grateful to experience new love in my life. And that can be from anyone, friends, romantic, strangers, whatever it is. So if you got some value out of this video, make sure you smash the like button, drop a comment down below on what you learned in this video. And more to come. Make sure you watch the Relationship Advice and Manifesting Love series that I have going on right now, and probably like for a long time, because I'm enjoying these type of topics and talking about them. So drop a comment down below. Let me know what questions you have, or maybe any thoughts that you want to drop. Just drop them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.